Thanks for staying with us on Midday Kentucky. All right, David, Valentine's Day just around the corner, but why not celebrate a little bit
early with some love?
And beat this, why not go to the bourbon and chocolate pairing with Whiskey Bear? Daniel is here to tell us more about it already sounds delicious event. Talk to us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We
Thanks for being
are
here.
having a chocolate and bourbon pairing, kind of designed to be after dinner on Valentine's Day, so it's at 8:30 Valentine's Day.
Nice.
But we're going to be tasting 4 different bourbons and 4 different types of chocolate, and kind of talking about why chocolate goes so well with bourbon. It is a flavor that's already naturally in bourbon from the oak barrels. And based on what type of bourbon you're having and what type of chocolate and how dark it is, they can pair really, really well together.
You are saying all the right things to so many people because already people love their bourbon, people love their chocolate. I had no idea that they paired so well together. Did you, David?
No, number one craving was chocolate earlier.
Yeah.
So, and I think the number one Kentucky craving is bourbon. So
You're fulfilling needs.
Well, and bourbon balls are around for a reason.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
True,
Yes.
true.
Well, you know, I think a lot of people know about you because you guys have been there for almost a year and a half now.
Well, you're in the summit, let's say
But
that first.
I think people do need to know like where they can actually go to have a drink if they're hanging out in the summit.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got some great things going on right now. We've got a sip and shop promotion
This is
where you
magic,
can actually,
ladies.
if you buy anything at any of the stores in the summit, bring your receipt over that day, and you get 20% off your tab at Whiskey Bear. So
And they just find you in the barn?
in the barn, in the backside of the barn, and after 9 o'clock when the
in there.
barn's closed, they have to walk around between Honeywood and Brooks Brothers to find us.
I think that's a walk they're willing to make.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
speaking of walking, this is so cool, and we had no idea that you could do this. You can walk around the summit with a drink from your bar.
Yes, you can. You can take it and take it to go walk around. You can it helps shopping a little bit
It does.
easier
It
when
makes
when
that
you've got
purchase
a
Amber
Wow.
was very excited to hear that. She was like, I can get a drink and then go shopping.
And then you can, but wait, there's even something even better. Tell us about these glasses and
Yes,
the
so
refill
these are
opportunity.
sweet.
These are actually a gift for you guys today.
Woo!
But it is a little koozie as well as a hot and cold tumbler cup. You can, if you buy one of these, you can bring it to Whiskey Bear and have it refilled with one of our seasonal cocktails for $5, and they're normally $8 to $10 each. So it's a really cool way to kind of get a fun discount and have a good, nice little coffee cup or
Nobody
a
is
cold
upset
cup.
about
Daniel,
that.
do
Yeah.
you want to stay all day?
I would be happy to.
What do we have
Anytime.
here? Let's
so
just jump
this
right
is some 85% dark chocolate. And this is a little bit of Bullet 10-year bourbon.
Okay.
So these two are going to go really well together. The darker the chocolate tends to go really well with a little bit lower proof bourbons. The balance of the bitterness from the chocolate helps kind of bring out some of the sweetness in the bourbon. And then vice versa. If you are doing a higher proof bourbon, like a milk chocolate is a really good choice for that. We've got Tim Niddle from Distilled Living who's going to be leading this tasting, and he's a bourbon educator, professional bourbon educator, super great guy, and just a wealth of knowledge. So it's going to be a really fun event.
I'm in the wrong field. This sounds amazing.
No,
All right.
Correction, we are in the right field.
Yeah, now we
Look at where we are, and this is pretty
Actually,
great.
Daniel, we may leave with you and just like follow
You're
behind.
welcome to come right
Little
along.
chocolate.
All
Little
right,
gas.
so how do we do this? Do
So
you eat?
you're going to take a tiny bit, those pieces are pretty big, so just bite a tiny bit off of that, and
Okay.
you can either let it melt on your tongue or chew it. Professional tasters will tell you let it melt on your tongue,
Savor it.
but sometimes it takes a little bit.
That's
And then,
savory.
and then you're going to go ahead and take a sip of that bourbon. Generally,
While
what-
it's still in there.
you can do it while it's still in there, and after. I think Tim will probably have people taste it beforehand and then taste it again afterwards, and so you can kind of see how it changes. But you would notice by smelling that bourbon that you don't. There may be subtle hints of chocolate in there, but when you add a little chocolate into the palate and then you sip it, the finish is longer. It really
It's
brings out some of the
silky. It's
really
almost
cool notes.
silky smooth.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to let everybody
And I'm
know.
not an expert.
That is deliciously dangerous.
It really is
Yeah.
good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I've never had chocolate and bourbon.
Oh, there's some fun pairings.
It's almost like, I mean, and I'm not comparing alcohol, but chocolate martinis, it has that texture where it's a little thicker.
So smooth. You're
and
right.
that's what
a
this
rounder
is.
mouthfeel.
You
Absolutely.
have got to go
Daniel,
check this out. This is
You
amazing.
have to come back.
We'd love to.
That's-
And we are giving away 2 tickets for this tasting. So
Oh, are we?
they can
Okay.
just find
Big.
us on Instagram, like the post, and then there are directions on there on how to get entered for the drawing. But we're going to give away 2 tickets for this tasting on Valentine's Day as well.
Awesome, Daniel. And there's all your information. Go see him, grab your koozie, shop
Yes.
around the summit, and then come back and refill because you're going to need it after all that. But definitely check out this. This is actually, I'm blown away by this. It
Delicious.
It's fantastic. Thank you so much for
Thank you
sharing
for
this
having
with
us.
us.
It's really